Hello, my name is John Burris. Thank you for joining me today for this short video. This video is called The Many Benefits of Massage and Bodywork. In this video, I hope to share with you the many benefits you might receive by receiving regular massages and regular bodywork sessions, and how it'll help you in your lifestyle habits, your exercise, repairing injuries, and in how you age. You'll age much better by receiving massages and bodyworks on a regular basis. So the body is a sponge and it absorbs life, and most people wither away as they get older. They get stiff and crooked, and all kinds of things happen because they don't take care of it. They get worn down. I mean, most people would rather invest in a fancy home that costs a lot of money, and they can't even walk up the stairs to get to the second floor. Most people would rather invest in a cruise to Europe, and they can't even get off the ship to see the sights because they're crippled. So massage and bodywork are an investment. And if you want to live a long, pain-free life, it's a great investment. Unfortunately, most people are not making that investment, and so they're suffering the consequences. They may have a lot of stuff around. In fact, most people spend more attention and money on taking care of their cars and taking care of their hair and nails and their clothes and going to the dry cleaners, and not very much attention on taking care of their body, actually. So what happens is people tend to fall apart because they're not doing the treatments they need to stay healthy. This video today is part from my book, Return to Nature, The 5 Pillars of Healing, and this is pillar number 2. It's recover your body through bodywork. And I'll show you today basically how to feel better in your body, and you'll have less aches and pains, and you'll recover many injuries that have been stored in your body, and you'll have a greater dynamic as you age. So if you'd like to pick up the book, Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com or my website, johnburris.com, you can pick up the book, Return to Nature, The 5 Pillars of Healing, where you have much more information to share with you. And here's a cover of the book. If you'd like to pick it up, you'll get lots more information about this topic and many other topics as well. So I received my first massage when I was about 26. I didn't know anything about it, and it changed my life. And so the last few decades, I've received hundreds and hundreds of massages and bodywork treatments, and I've really reduced my stress, gotten rid of much of my aches and pains in my body. I've cured most of my injuries from car accidents, bicycle accidents, from sports injuries, from sports training, and a host of other problems that my body was experiencing, all because of the massage and bodywork commitment I made. Most people, even if they do get a massage, it's once a year while they're on vacation, and that's not enough. What I find is regularity. You know, you don't brush your teeth once and you're done with it. It's regular, twice a day. You don't go to the dentist once every 10 years. You go, most people, every 6 months. So the regularity really makes a difference, and it's an investment, and it takes time and money, and you have to invest in it to have a body that's pain-free and healthy and flexible and full of life and nutrition. And that's what I'm encouraging today, is find some kind of regularity where you can start to enjoy your body again. And it also helps reduce stress, which I'll talk about, and you'll live in a body-mind that's not as reactive. So what's the difference between massage and bodywork? So what we usually think of as massage is called Swedish massage. And that's using oils and lotions and sometimes hot stones and other tools to rub the whole body. And it's works head to toe. And it's usually done in a professional environment with a professional, either at a spa or a hotel spa, or somebody comes to your house or whatnot, or on vacation on a cruise ship. So that's what we refer to as Swedish massage, and that's the most common. Bodywork can be many things. For example, I'm a fascia bodywork. I specialize in stretching and releasing the scar tissue in the body, which is the fascia adhesions, and helping people with their posture, with old injuries, with old patterns in the body that need to be broken up. There's also energy work, which is a lighter work called Reiki. There's work, chiropractors do body work by adjusting the spine. So there's many other different modalities when you talk about body work. So it's not just one thing. And there's many different sizes and shapes for massage and body work. It's more of an art than a science. Now we talk about it, there's magazines out, The Science of Massage. Yes, there is some science to it, but it's really an art. You're not going to find two massage therapists that do the same treatment. They all have their own versions, like Rembrandt and Van Gogh. They're all different. So massage, in my experience, is more of an art than a science, even though there are some scientific principles that are at stake as well. And here's a short list of some of the treatments available. First, you have Swedish massage, and reflexology is working mostly the hands and feet. Reiki is light energy work. Craniosacral works on the membranes, especially in the head and neck. It's a very gentle, light approach. And then fascia body work, which is a little bit heavier, working on the scar tissues and the fascia that binds together over time. And as well, there's many different types of fascia body work, from Rolfing to Heller work to myofascial release. These are all things you can check out. There's different styles and different schools of thought on each different style. There's also what I do is body-mind therapy and intuitive connected tissue release, where you release the memories and the energy patterns that are stuck in the body. And so the body is like a sponge. It holds the story of your life. Every fall, every crash, every tear, every bruise is stored in your body like a sponge. And for most of us, we collect that energy and all those bruises, and it doesn't necessarily go away. And it gets stored in us. That's why most people will limp or as they get older, or they hunch over or whatnot, or their one shoulder drops, or they roll to the outside of their feet and they don't walk correctly, because their body is telling you the story of what's happened to you in your life. It's a blueprint for your life. And what I found with massage and bodywork, I start to peel away those stories. And you start to release the old patterns that are stuck in us. When you fell off the swing when you were 10 years old, when you broke your leg sliding to second base when you were 12 years old, when you collided with a pillar riding your bicycle when you were 15, all those stories in your body. And through bodywork and massage, you're able to start releasing those stories. But if you don't do that, they stay with you and they cause all kinds of problems down the road. So the massage and bodywork systems are a great way to start squeezing out all this old injuries that have been stored in your body, because your body is very much like a sponge. Also, massage and bodywork help a lot with movement. Your movement gets better, your hips get better, your knees get better, your feet feel better. Most people walk around with achy feet and they don't even know it. They're numbed out. Most people have numbed their body out. They don't even live in their body. They live in their head. And what's happened is in the last 30 years or so, we all lost our bodies. And what happened was the tech revolution, the computer revolution, the cell phone, the tablet. We all went into our head learning another software program, another Excel program, and we forgot we had bodies. In today's culture, you tell your children to go out and play. They're in there on the couch. They're playing a video game. In the past, they'd be out in the yard kicking a ball around or climbing a tree. You tell your kids to go out and play. They're laying on the couch. They're texting their friends to live across the street. Instead of walking across the street or riding their bicycle down the street, they're texting each other. So we've lost our bodies because of the tech revolution. We're all living in our heads. We live in basically a cubicle world. And so what massage and bodywork does, it brings you back to your body, to your movement, to your energy patterns, and it enlivens your body again and gets you out of your head. I also found out that massage and bodywork are like a discovery. You're going into the library finding a great book. I mean, I have had times when I had a very intuitive massage therapist tell me how tight and hard my ankle was, and I had no idea. Turns out when I was playing high school basketball, I sprained it every week, and I didn't know it. And over time, the fascia had hardened to stone. I was completely unaware that I had a tight ankle because I had disconnected from my body. So what massage and bodywork does, it helps you discover parts of yourself that you might have forgotten about or buried inside, or basically eliminated the pain from that. When people get injured, many times they get stuck in pain management. And by injections and drugs and other natural products, pain management doesn't cure the problem, it just medicates it. So with massage and bodywork, you start to discover all the issues that are going on, and you can start to correct them. We talk a lot about intelligence and IQ tests, and in today's world, that's measured by specific factors, how intelligent you are. Well, most people have 0 to little kinesthetic intelligence. That's intelligence of your own body. Most people don't even know left or right in their body because we're so disconnected. We have very little kinesthetic intelligence in our body because we've lost our bodies and gone into our heads the last 30 years because of the tech revolution. We have a very distorted view of our body. For many people, we believe the body just carries the head around because we're not in our bodies. But what's interesting to note, though, human touch is life. And there's a system called the failure to thrive complex where babies don't live because they're never touched. Being touched and massage is part of life to the body. And especially when you're younger and you're developing, and being held and cuddled and touched gives your nervous system a break, and it makes you feel safe in the world. And we're not alone. We learned this because we're mammals. So if you watch other mammals, they're always touching and hugging. Most human beings, especially in a Western culture, get up in the morning, put on their work clothes, drive to work or take public transportation. They work in a cubicle most of the day, come home with their transportation, their public transportation or their private car, come home, lay on the couch, watch TV, and they never touch a human being the whole day. That's the culture we're living in. And this is what's common in the mammal world, which we are part of. There's always contact going on. It makes the infant, the younger animal, feel safe. And here is parenting, where the parent believes in natural rhythm of things, where human contact makes the child feel safe, just like most mammals. And here's a baby being massaged, feeling safe and relaxed, having human contact, connected to another human being. And here's what happens to a child who doesn't get touched. Their nervous system is in a state of fight or flight. They have the failure to thrive complex. Their nervous system is affected. They might have more medical issues, more asthma, more sleepless nights, more colicky, more attention issues, because their nervous system is always freaking out because they're never touched and held. So touch is not an option. It's part of nature. And you'll see in many cultures where the people touch each other all the time in a healthy way, they're less violent, less aggressive. There's a quote from Dean Juhan in his book, Job's Body. This is a quote: "Animal breeders, farmers, veterinarians, and zookeepers all concur that the new animal must be licked if it is to survive," unquote. Basically, it's not an option. It's nature. It's a natural law. And what happens is we've broken natural laws much of the time by isolating ourselves and going about the entire day of never having any contact with another being. This is why many people feel safe with a dog or cat in their lap, because they're touching somebody or something. An animal gives them the same sense of connection. Regular massage and bodywork also brings in a deeper appreciation for your own body. You start to learn much more about yourself. Once again, what I discovered when I started receiving treatments, I started to unravel things that I didn't know exist. I didn't know my ankle was tight. I didn't know my hips were not straight. I don't know. So when you start receiving regular treatments, you start to unwind the mystery in your body. You have a deeper relationship and a deeper appreciation for your own human body. And you start to feel differently, and you move through the world from a whole being rather than just a walking around head. Remember, the human body is like a sponge. Everything that's happened to you physically, emotionally, energetically is still stuck in your body, and most people have numbed out to it. They've lessened sensations. They don't feel anything because they don't even know they have a body. They're basically walking around numbed out. And so that's what happens because they haven't been touched. They haven't had the body work or the massage. And they don't even know they have a body until they try to get off the cruise ship and can't even make it down the flight of stairs. Remember that memories are stored in the body, and with massage and body work, you're able to basically start to free up those old memories and stories and start to be free of them, letting them go. But what happens to us over time as we age and go through life? There's four main ways the body holds on to tension. One is through stress. Stress is another name for fear. There's physical trauma, which is all the crashes and training and sports that you've been through. There's emotional repression, which is another word to say I hold my emotions back and don't let them out. And there's also what's called contractive movements. These are movements done at the gym or in sports training where you're tightening, hardening, shortening, and essentially deadening the body. So those four approaches cause the body to wither away over time. Massage and bodywork starts to repair that. And regular massage and bodywork starts to take away all that tension created from those four elements I just talked about. And these are the four ways the body holds tension: through stress, physical trauma, emotional repression, and contractive movements. The next way the body holds on is through repression, when you hold your emotions back. You might have an issue that says, well, big boys don't cry or good girls don't get angry. When you do that, you use your muscles to hold back the energy of emotion. That's why people have wrinkles on their face or around their eyes, or their chest tightens or whatnot, because they're holding back the flow of emotions. Well, massage and bodywork starts to free up that energy. I've had many clients in my practice working on their neck or their back or their chest start to sob and cry because they stored all that emotional energy inside their physical tissues. And when you start to free it up in a healthy way with healthy touch, it starts to release. It's like most of us have a bucket and we fill it up with emotions that don't come out. So when you start receiving regular massage and body work, you start to let your emotions flow, which is completely healthy. And you start to free up all that toxic energy that gets stored in your heart or your chest, your lungs, and you start to move the energy in your body. So that's what massage and body work can do. And the third way the body holds on to trauma is the physical trauma, all the injuries you've had. Most people forget about what's happened to them in life. They forget about falling off the skateboard when they're 8 years old. They forget about falling out of the treehouse when they were 6. They forget about that body surfing accident when they were 14. But your body doesn't forget, it remembers. That's why you can't move your hips the way you want to. That's why you're always spraining your ankle or getting that Charlie horse in your calf, because your body is still telling that old story from the physical trauma stuck in your body. So with massage and body work, you're able to start freeing up those areas that are hard tissue and old memories that are glued together. In most people's cases, they're glued together around an old story. And when you start receiving regular treatments, you start to free up that energy and free up the story, and you start to reclaim your body. So those physical traumas with the right technique can be removed, and people can have a completely healthy, pain-free body again, no matter what kind of trauma their bodies have been through. The last way the body holds on is through contractive movements. Most of the exercise we do in our culture is contractive. It's called the hard body concept. It tightens you, it hardens you, and it dries you out if you don't do enough of the counter movements, which would be the stretching or the yoga or other types of expansive movements. So if all you do is contractive movements, running, cycling, aerobics classes, weightlifting, strength training, push-ups, pull-ups, chest compressions, all you're doing is tightening and hardening and shortening. You're drying yourself out and you're shortening. Basically, you're becoming beef jerky. So what massage and bodywork starts to do is start to free up the energy and start to change the pattern in your body. Doesn't mean you're going to lose your strength, but it starts to bring circulation energy to your tissues, where you start to come alive again, because most people, the way they're exercising is drying them out and hardening them and shortening them. Massage and body work will start to change that. So somebody beginning this journey, where do you begin? A lot of it starts with asking questions. For example, the first question might be, you have to learn how to be comfortable with professional touch. For some people, touch was not always safe in their household. And so the first step is learning how to be comfortable with a professional person who you trust. Trust is really important. Finding somebody you trust and learning how to be safe receiving treatments is the first step. The next step is learning how to let go. When I first started receiving massages, I was stiff as a board. I didn't know how to let go. I couldn't relax. I was uncomfortable lying on a massage table, a stranger putting their hands on me. So the second step is really learning how to let go. It turns your nervous system off, and that sometimes takes time, but that's an important step. The third step is make yourself important. Most people spend most of their life taking care of other people, and they don't take care of themselves, so they fall apart. So you have to make yourself important. So an hour and a half massage, where you're in a massage room alone and you can turn your phone off, that means you're making yourself important. And you have to take time for yourself. It becomes a self-healing treatment. It's like vitamins for your body. So making yourself important, taking time out in your life for you to feel good, is part of this healing journey. And I also find that regularity is best. Once again, if you brush your teeth once a month, it's not going to work so well. So I would receive at least one massage every week for decades, and it made a difference because I was not as reactive to life's issues. And so that made a difference. Now, if you can't do that for other reasons, financial reasons, or for time purposes, you do the best you can. Maybe trade with somebody who had some experience. Maybe take a short massage course yourself and trade with somebody, so you basically don't have to spend any money. So there's ways you can do that, and you can basically prosper, but regularity is important, because with regularity, your nervous system starts to calm down and those old issues start to melt away over time. So once again, to wrap it up here, therapeutic touch is not just for vacations. It's life force energy. It's natural rhythms. It's following the laws of nature. We all need to be in contact with other human beings, and it starts to support healthy tissues and relaxes your nervous system, and it becomes a lifestyle that you start to look forward to it every day and every week and every month, or however often you can receive healthy touch. Because what happens when you don't receive it, you get isolated. You forget you have a body. You live in your cubicle world in your head, and you won't put down your cell phone or your computer, and you forget until your body starts talking back to you, because it will, and starts to create problems, because it will, and you forget that this body is your temple and you haven't taken care of it. So remember that your body's an investment. Massage and body work were a great investment. You can spend lots of money. I know it takes a lot of money, but you'll feel good, and you have to decide what's important to you in this journey of life. So in my experience, it saved my life from all my painful injuries I've been in, calmed my mind. It helped me, gave me a deeper appreciation for my body. I live more in my body than in my head. So I highly recommend it. So it's something, once again, that it's life to the body, it's natural rhythm, it's natural law. So thank you for joining me today for this short video about massage and body work. I highly encourage you to take the steps forward to start to find out all about your body again, and find out that you don't have to live in pain, and you can feel good, and your body is important. If you'd like to learn more about me, you can, once again, pick up my book, Return to Nature, The 5 Pillars of Healing. You can find all kinds of natural healing remedies there. You can subscribe to this channel and be part of the leading edge community, people looking for new and exciting ideas. You can also join me at my website, johnburris.com, for more leading edge information. Thank you.